Hey guys, so I'm back with my second video, and today we are going to try and recreate the makeup look of the one and only Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo. I'm pretty sure she looks younger than me actually, and she just has this amazing classic makeup look that I think would just be universally flattering on anybody, and I'm so excited to try it out for myself because she just always looks so flawless, and I kind of want to see if I can emulate that look, because who doesn't want to look like J-Lo? So let's just dive right in and start this J-Lo makeup tutorial. I have already primed my face, but I have no other makeup on. So first things first, we're going to start with our foundation. And for me, I use IT Cosmetics CC Cream. It looks like this. I use the shade Medium. We are also going to be mixing in the IT Cosmetics CC Plus Illumination. So what I did is I put 2 squirts of the illuminating CC cream and then 1 squirt of the regular in medium, and I'm going to take my damp beauty blender and I'm going to just put this all over my face. So next thing we're going to do before we continue is we're going to do our eye makeup. Now if you actually look at some photos of J-Lo, you'll notice that her eyeshadow usually tends to be very light and sparkly, almost silvery or white, up until sort of the middle of her eye. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go in with our Makeup Geek and Manny MUA palette, and we are going to go in with the color Luna, which is this beautiful creamy white right here, and we're just going to go over our whole eyelid with that, just to act as somewhat of a neutral base for our entire eye. And what we really want to do is make sure that most of the color is concentrated right here at the inner corner of the eye, because that's where we want the lightest colors to be. Okay, so now we are going to use the color Beaches and Cream, which is actually right next to the color we used. And we're just going to finish putting that all over our eyelid. Now that we're done with that, we're going to go over the middle and end of our eyes with the color Sora. And it's going to be easy to build up a lot of color on top of it. And so now for the end corner of our eyes, we are going to be using the color Frappe. Frappe? I'm not sure. So what you're going to want to do when you're doing the outer corners is you're going to want to sort of make a V shape. So you start here at your eye line, you sort of go out and then you connect it and go up here and sort of make a wing with your eyeliner. And you also want to add a shadow above your eyelid and your crease so your eyelids look a little bit bigger. So now we are going to be using the Urban Decay Urban Spectrum eyeshadow palette. So the colors we will be using today are all the colors in this bottom row here, because those are the typical J-Lo colors. So we're going to start with the color Daybreak right here, and we're just going to sort of sweep it all over our eyelid, mostly in the middle, just to give it a really beautiful pigmented gold color. I'm actually just going to take the color and go in with my finger because I think it's more pigmented this way. I don't think the brush really picks up a lot for this particular palette. We're also going to use a little bit of the light pink color called Flatline. It's just a really beautiful pastel pink, and we're going to go over the inner corners of our eyelid with it, just to brighten it up a little. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go over the inner corner and middle of our eyelid with the Chaos Cosmetics Highlight Primer in Champagne. And you can just easily apply this with your finger. Just dab it on very lightly really concentrating it in the middle of your lid. And so what this is going to allow us to do is use some of Chaos Cosmetics La Vie en Rose glitter, and we're just going to again stick it on with our fingers wherever we just put that glue. You can see it's just this beautiful, very pigmented champagne pink color. You really want to concentrate the color in the middle of the lid because that will give you the look of being bright and awake and having bigger and more open eyes. So as you guys can see, my eyes just look fuller, more awake, and much bigger and brighter. So this is just a closer look at what my eyes look like with this glitter on. It's just really beautiful and pigmented all around. So what we're going to do now is we are going to go in with Marc Jacobs Twinkle Pop Eye Stick in color Honey Bunny, and we're just going to put it at the very inner corners of our eyelids just to give even more sparkle, even more brightness. And you really don't want to go over the top with this. It's very easy to put too much on because it is very creamy. So you just want to watch how heavy your hand is when you apply it. And so you can see what it's done is it's sort of just carried that sparkly pink color into the very inner corners of our lids, and again just makes us look more awake and alert. And so now we're going to go back to our Urban Decay palette and use this dark brown color called West, and we're just going to repeat that V shape at the very end of our eyes. Okay, so for our final step, we want to go in with Charlotte Tilbury's Rockin' Kohl Iconic Liquid Eye Pencil, which she says is an eye cheat for bigger, brighter eyes. And this is what it looks like right here. And so what we're going to want to do is we're going to line the waterline of our eyes right here. And it's just going to make our eyes look bigger, brighter. We're going to look more awake, and we're not going to have this sort of reddish pink waterline right here. Okay, so now that we've finished lining our waterline, we are going to go in with a black liner and just very lightly outline the top of our lids. We don't want a wing, we don't want any crazy shapes, we just want to follow our natural eye shape. If you look at pictures of JLo, she always goes heavy with the eyeshadow, but as for liner, she always keeps it sort of at a minimum, just enough so that it opens up her eyes and really finishes the look. So I am going to be going in with the Makeup Forever Artist Liner. It's this beautiful black color, and it has a very, very fine tip. I'm not sure if you guys can see this, but the tip is incredibly small and fine and just perfect for when you want a natural, really well applied eyeliner. Okay, so now that we've finished applying our liner, we are going to go in with our MAC mascara and just use enough for a basic first layer because we are going to add fake lashes. And so already, just by adding mascara, we've opened our eyes up, added some great definition, and we are going to do even more of that with some fake lashes now. So I just have some simple black demi-wispy lashes from Ardell. You can get these literally at any drugstore or Target. They're affordable and they look super high-end and amazing. And so I'm just going to use this really neat little tool. It's sort of like tweezers, but it's for applying eyelashes. And what you want to do is you want to take your eyelash and then you want to take this curved little end and just hold the eyelash, and then easily you can just apply it onto your eyelid. And so you can already see how much bigger and better this eye looks than the other one. So I'm just going to go over with one more layer of mascara, super light, just in the front of my eye, and then I will apply the other lash. Okay, so we are finally done with JLo's eyes and we can move on to the skin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on with my NARS concealer in shade Honey, and I'm just going to put that in my problem areas, which are under my eyes and anywhere I see redness or blemishes. Okay, so now that we have our concealer on, we are going to go back in just with a little bit more of the CC Cream Illuminator, and then we're going to go in with some Giorgio Armani Fluid Sheer, and it's in shade 10. And what this is going to do is it's just going to add even more illumination, even more glow. I mean, JLo really just has that kissed by the sun look, and that's what we're trying to achieve here. So you don't need too much of this, and it's very liquidy, so I'm just going to put a little bit on so I can apply it to my entire face. So again, with a damp beauty blender, we're just going to dab this onto our entire face. Okay, so now that we're done with our skin, I'm just going to put a little bit of the L'Oreal Infallible Setting Spray. It's the Pro Spray and Set. And I'm just going to set everything in place right now before we finish our look. It's hard not to look dramatic when you're like, let this liquid just fall all over my face. So because this is JLo, we need bronzer. So we are going to go in with the Too Faced bronzer. It's Chocolate Soleil and the color is Medium Deep Matte Bronzer. And I'm just going to go in with this Multitasker Sephora brush. It says Multitasker Brush in 54. And what we really want here is those defined cheekbones, that defined jawline. I mean, JLo just has the best bone structure. So we really want to try and emulate that. And so you also just want to make sure to put a lot of bronzer under your chin, which again we will blend out. But what this does is it will make sure that you get rid of any trace of a double chin, and it will make sure to blend all of that bronzer onto the rest of your body, because it's going to look weird if you have a bronzed face and then a pale neck. Okay, so we just want to blend all of that out, and so we're just going to go in with a basic blending brush and just blend out all of that bronzer for now. So already we have a more defined face and more defined cheekbones, which is just what JLo has. So now we're going to go in with some blush. We're going to be using NARS Super Orgasm. So it is very pink and very, very sparkly. We do not want to use this with a heavy hand at all. I mean, can we just talk about how beautiful this color is? It's just gorgeous. It's so stunning. It has little gold sparkles in it. I hope you guys can see. And it's a really beautiful, deep Valentine's Day pink. So now what we're going to do is we are going to go in with two highlighters. So we are going to start with the Anastasia Beverly Hills So Hollywood Illuminator. So for the cheeks, I will be using this brush from IT Cosmetics for the highlighter. And then when we do more delicate areas like the bridge of our nose, we will be using a fan brush. I just love this illuminator so much. It's one of my favorite products. It's not too much, it's just this beautiful subtle glow. And then we're going to use the fan brush to go in on the bridge of our nose. And now we're just going to go in with Champagne Pop by Becca Cosmetics and Jaclyn Hill. Just over the cheeks, nowhere else, just to bring that illumination to life. I mean, guys, if you don't already own this, look at this. You need to buy this. just gonna sweep a little more blush on. And then we're gonna use our Bare Essentials Fast and Flawless Blending Brush, which is super tiny. It might just be for the eyes, but I personally like to use it on my cheeks. Okay, so there you go. We have JLo's Glow. Okay, so before we finish this look, we of course need eyebrows. And so I'm going to go in with my IT Cosmetics Your Brows But Better. And it has a little spoolie on the end, which I'm just going to use to brush all my hairs up first, and then I'll brush them into the shape that I want later. And so with JLo, she has a very subtle arch, sort of near the end of her eyebrow, but nothing too crazy. She really doesn't like to go too fancy with her makeup. Okay, so I'm just gonna go in with my brow stick and fill in my brows. Isn't it crazy what a difference eyebrows make? I mean, it just completes the look. Remember the days in like middle school when none of us knew how to do our eyebrows? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back in with my NARS, and I'm just gonna lightly outline where I did my brows just to give it a more cleaned up look. And again, we're just gonna go in with a damp beauty blender and we're gonna blend this down towards our eyeshadow. So as you can see, it's just a lot cleaner and more defined. I am going to go back into this brow and fill it in a little bit more because some of the concealer covered too much of my hair, but it really did a great job of outlining it really smoothly and cleanly. Okay, so I'm just going to run my spoolie through my brows one more time. Okay, so I think this is as close to perfect as I'm going to get them. So let's just finish with the lips and then we will be done. So I'm going to go in with a nude from MAC because JLo loves her nude lips. It's very pinky, it's beautiful, it's one of my favorite colors. Unfortunately, it is discontinued, so a great dupe that you guys can use is Blankety Amplified, which is also by MAC, and it will give you essentially the same look. And then just on top of that, I'm going to go in with a nude MAC lip gloss, which is also discontinued, but you can easily find a dupe for it. It's just very nude with a little bit of golden. And what this is going to do is just add that beautiful JLo glow and gloss and a great pout that she always has to her lips. And there you have it. This is the JLo makeup look. And let me just take my hair down. Hopefully it's not totally gross and I can show you a better comparison. Okay, so here you have it. This is my final JLo makeup look. Okay, so I clearly have a lot of hair, so I can't fit it all into the frame, but here is an overall zoomed out look of the JLo makeup look. Okay, so before we go, I just want to say thank you to everyone who watched my last video. I will link it below. It is the Kylie Jenner lip kit review on every single Kylie Jenner cosmetics product ever. So thank you to those of you who watched it. Thank you to those of you who are watching this video. I hope you guys liked it. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. And make sure to check back soon for a new video. And I will see you guys in my next video. Also, can we just ignore this crazy loose eyelash that keeps coming off? And thank you again for watching.